Grassroots Motorsport Magazine, with coverage brought to you by Hooked on Driving, Everyday Driver, and the Valente Group. Brian and I are back here and joined by Rob's co-driver, Daryl. Say hi, Daryl.
Hey, guys.
Howdy ho, Rob.
And
Howdy ho, Daryl.
we are already off now for our first run group of the second session. A bit of a damp track. The skies opened up a bit and was drizzling over lunchtime. You can see those clouds up there in the sky, and they are rain clouds. So we have fronts coming in, and our drag race is looking a bit tentative at the moment. We're not quite sure if we're going to do that, so we'll get back to you as soon as we know. A bunch of developments we can talk about that happened over lunchtime, and if you guys are okay, if you can hear us, that's good. If not, let us know and we'll change the mic situation, but we figured so you can talk with us and whatnot, we change it around this time. In any event, yeah, same exact demo. We had a few developments come about over lunch, as you heard. Sort of toward the tail end of this morning's broadcast, there were some issues with tires that were cropping up. One of those issues with Scotty Coors and a host of other cars apparently seeing a ton of wear on those 4Ss. It seems to be the PS4Ss are the biggest offenders right now, where the shoulders, more than anything else, are wearing. So cars not running a ton of camber and with the ton of negative camber, and with the dry tracks that we've had for a majority of the week, outside of today a little bit and and yesterday. Why do we have EMS out there right now?
They're going on the station.
Well, but didn't they have the first group? Are they down there now? Okay, are they staged? Okay, that's separate. My fault. Okay, they put them down at the end of Pitt. Sorry, just had a wonderment for a moment. But the cars running the PS4Ss seem to have a lot of issues on the shoulder, similar to what Scotty's car experienced, where they are cording on the shoulder, which is not ideal and is a safety concern for us. So the only things that you can really do at that point are change the tire, and if you don't have a spare with you, that means you run in exhibition class if you have to purchase a tire on the road. Or, and this is what's sort of going on, a lot of bartering right now in the paddock area,
Yes, there
is to see who may have a tire or tire and wheel setup that can fit on the offending vehicles, and let the competitor lend you that tire, which is also interesting because then that tire is doing double duty and the chance of it wearing is even greater. So a whole bunch of uncertainty, and cars that have run really well all week are now in a position where they may wind up in exhibition class.
Mm-hmm.
And Brian, I mean, that's just really what sort of that's what this event is. And you can run really hard, really fast all week, but you really run the chance of not having any tires left on the vehicle. And again, we reworded the tire policy. You've got to finish with 2:30 seconds at least on the tires. Mm-hmm. And there can't be visible cording. It is a safety issue when that carcass is off of the tire, and if you've worn through the rubber and you're down to that cord, you've already compromised the tire, and that tire no longer can maintain and hold the same load. So let's say you hit a curb at speed or a pothole on the highway, that air is going to look to escape in the weakest spot possible, and that's where that cording is, and that's something that we can't allow to happen. So from a safety standpoint, we're very strict about that. As I say that, we have the first cars now taking off for their sighting lap. I hear them down at the end of Pitt Road. And so Brian, what did you learn over lunchtime?
Well, us just discussing the tires and how we may have a couple of competitors that are going to be going through and say, "Let me borrow your tire for 15 minutes. Mm-hmm. I'll give it right back."
Yeah, exactly.
Not in the same condition that I took it from you.
They'll still be round and black.
But this is something about that, you know how the competitors, if you've got a square stance car,
Yep.
you can carry one spare.
Yep.
If you're staggered, you can carry one for the front and one for the rear.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But, and we've got these competitors that, I can do it. I can make those last a week.
Well, the thing is, in recent history, we've had fairly wet events.
Yes.
And the thing about driving in the wet is that, yes, you want that tread and you want the tires that perform well in it, but we haven't leaned on these tires that hard.
There's been an announcement and a development. The drag race is canceled.
So we officially have confirmation now that the drag race is canceled. At Quaker City will not happen. And that means that we are going to have a decent night tonight.
Yes.
Actually, I don't know. We should get it in 2 o'clock plus 7, right? 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
That's fair enough.
Yeah.
So probably getting in around 9 o'clock tonight, maybe 10 o'clock if we stop for dinner or have an easier, slower ride. But plenty of time to get some rest tonight. And then tomorrow, another short trip. So
185 miles.
oh goodness, we can do that backwards in our sleep.
Yes.
At this point,
Standing on our head with one arm tied behind our back.
while eating birthday cake.
Sounds good to me.
I'm hungry now
Yeah, I know. Why did we stay up here and not go eat lunch?
because it was raining.
Good point.
That's why.
Well, we could have had our
He took everybody from Toyota into town to go get lunch. They all went to the same place, the sandwich shop that we went to this morning. So I had a pretty filling breakfast burrito, Southwest burrito this morning. That was good. All right, here we go. We have Dave Ogburn, Nick. I will
Nick
get this. I
Galata.
got it. Nick Galata. It's a lot of Galata up at the front. And behind there, we got the
DJ Allison Drenny.
Yeah. And then behind that, we got Andrew Brownfield.
Brownie.
Brownie. Some brownie points for you.
Nick down and away. And behind him looks like Brian Peters
Mm-hmm. And Chris Mayfield.
and Chris Mayfield.
Yeah.
Or Chris Mayfield's co-driver.
He doesn't have a name. That's just how he's known. Hello, I am Chris Mayfield's co-driver.
Let me see. Let me go to my notes. I will get you Chris Mayfield's co-driver's name.
Wah, wah.
Wah, wah, wah. Where you at, Chris Mayfield?
He's in a car.
Chris
I think he's right there in the car.
Julian Garfield.
Julian Garfield. He hates Mondays, but he's fast on track.
And he loves lasagna.
Oh, it's so good.
Hey, did you see where they're coming out with a live-action Garfield movie?
I did. And
I can't wait to
I
go
will
see
be
that.
watching it, yep.
Yes, sir.
Yep,
Odie was always my favorite, though.
it would be.
I liked Odie. Goofy dog.
This is true. That should be our car.
Garfield and Odie.
Yeah, just Odie. But this is, so let's talk about the track condition. Remember, the track's still a little bit slippery. You can see there's damp spots on it, but the rain, largely right here at least for right now, has stopped.
For right now.
For right now, which means that the first run group, and you see the spray coming up from that Lada Galata, and it's kicking it up in the air, but it is windy, which means that it's pushing that spray off track, and there's going to be a dry line that gets created fairly quickly. So this may be
if
another
you're in run group number 3
or 2 even.
or 2,
Yeah.
but 3 definitely.
Yeah.
You might take an overall today in the afternoon session.
Mm-hmm. Or at the very least, give yourself a handful of points more than you otherwise would have potentially.
But if you notice, what car is missing from the afternoon run group number 1?
What car is missing from the afternoon run group number 1?
I believe they may be down. They may be down in run group number 2 today, for the afternoon. The Team PGR Tesla.
Oh, you're right. I wonder why that is.
Maybe they're still running around getting oil, doing DoorDash duties for everybody else.
No, they came back.
Okay.
They were back, but why are they not in the first round? That's a good point. I didn't notice that.
So there goes Brian Peters. Yeah, because Mayfield's the last of this group.
Well, that's interesting because if I wonder why they're not up here right now. I don't see them staged.
Go look out the other.
Yeah, I'm gonna go on a field trip. They are indeed the first car in the second run group.
Okay.
But why would they have gotten relegated? That's interesting.
Looks like Nick has pulled a little gap on DJ this last lap.
Mm-hmm.
Or no, the second lap, sorry. They've got one more to go.
Whew. That's a lot of Galata. He's moving quick.
I wonder if he enjoys a nice gelada.
Maybe. I think he likes a pina colada.
He getting caught in the rain?
Clearly. Because he's out there now running in the dam.
Does that have your name on it, Daryl?
If it had your name on it,
Well,
then
he
it'd
has
be the
Child
same thing.
Protective Services, so it's
Oh,
close.
okay.
Yeah, I've been trying to reach him about you.
We've been trying to reach you about your car's extended warranty.
Oh, Barry.
Oh, Alan.
Why do I feel like I'm in the middle of a terrible tryst right now?
Big brother, little brother going at it.
It's
Dad and son, dude, it's a rivalry.
there's something very edible going on here.
Yeah. A love story. Circa 2021.
The tension is palpable.
A
Yeah.
lifetime movie waiting to be made.
I don't know, in my
here
opinion,
comes
most
Nick.
Lifetime movies should never be made.
Yeah, this is true.
Barry set eyes on me May 1st, 2021, and never looked anywhere else.
I'm going to the store after we leave and buy a bottle of Johnson's eye bleach.
Yeah.
Love does hurt.
358 days, Barry just waits for me.
And here comes Nick finishing up his afternoon run group. So he and Dave Ogburn will be able to load their car up and head to Cloverdale.
Yeah.
Unless, well,
Greenfield.
since well, Greenfield, Greencastle, Cloverdale, where,
Well,
White
that can do
Castle?
nothing, right?
but, you know.
No, drag is canceled.
Oh,
They made the announcement, yeah.
So,
I'm deaf.
Yeah, apparently,
Yes.
because it was even over
You
the
were deaf
loudspeaker.
yesterday also.
We didn't hear it either.
Who? You were right outside?
Oh, I've been in here.
I don't think anybody knows.
He made it, he made
over
it,
the PA.
but he was sitting right in here when he made it, so we heard it.
That was news to us.
I think-
I hadn't heard it.
Apparently the PA didn't get heard over the paddock.
I mean, I was in here and I didn't even hear you do it.
Well, that's a whole different story. That's-
I blame my dad.
Maybe he forgot to click the button.
I don't know.
Is your microphone on?
Okay. I'll go outside and see if it's actually.
Attention to the paddock. Attention to the paddock.
Yeah.
Just a bit of information, the drag race this evening has been canceled. I repeat, the drag race this evening has been canceled.
Now you see everybody scurrying in their cars.
I still didn't hear it.
We need to make him a appointment with an ENT
Yeah.
stat.
No, you know, he needs one of those old-timey hearing devices, you know, like the gramophone.
No,
heads.
I need a
he needs
second.
the telephone with the little
Pager?
with the
You're
screen.
so old you forgot what it was.
You do have them by like 20 years.
We actually did the math before he could be his son.
Yeah.
Dad?
Yeah. I could have a little brother. Unbelievable.
Is that you, Dad?
Is that you? Barry? Barry, it's been 26 years.
No, that'll take too long.
You know, like the middle school, girl crush where it's like, oh no, she's being mean to you because she likes you? That's Barry.
Oh my. Anyway, we're on the tire rack one lap of America, and we're watching cars on track while inane banter goes on in the background. It's a wonderful day. We get to do this for a week at a time. You got one day left, Brian. 1.5.
Jesus, take the wheel.
I can't wait to ride home with you.
You're not, that's not happening.
I may move.
You have a spare bedroom for him?
I'm gonna get on Zillow right now.
Mother-in-law suite right
Yeah.
in the back.
Oh my god. Barry's wife is my mother-in-law.
Sounds like a bad TV pilot. Barry's wife is the mother-in-law.
She'd kill you faster than I
That's
would.
probably true. Yeah, it's actually a foursome up here right about now, Mary. She said it's a,
Brother-in-law.
well, that would make me technically close to be a brother-in-law then.
Oh, Modern Family, dude.
Yeah, it's not platonic. It's nuclear at this point. It's,
I can't believe it's not butter, dude.
So there's Andrew in the Team PGR
He
plaid,
wants to talk.
the
So,
Acura
it-
NSX.
it's interesting. So we have one full electric and one hybrid. Mary, telling your brother-in-law. And then we have the E-Race. So this is the sort of electric and hybrid contingent on this one, except for Rob.
That one's not.
That one's not. And the car behind it isn't. So this
And
is-
where might Tomo be?
he'd be in the next run group, I think.
So that means that Rob and Darrell be ahead of Tom and Shalil.
Right now. I don't know about overall, but for today,
But right now,
yes, today.
we don't live in the past. We're talking about right now.
Well, looking at timing and scoring, I do because that's the only thing I can go by. So, provisional result was that Lotta Galata took it in the last session, with the Grand Sport second, with the green Porsche third, Brownie fourth again, and Mayfield fifth. There goes the DoorDash.
Yeah. And you notice they washed all the soot off the back of that car.
They have the diesel engine finally going.
And that car sounds good.
Not
It sounds good, but what's interesting is that the Tesla still gets away faster than the NSX. The E-Ray on par with the NSX, I would say, in terms of acceleration, at least that one.
But it still just does not have that
It does.
chrome
yeah,
that
it-
you would want
correct.
out of a Corvette.
That, however, just shot off. That 0 to 60, or excuse me, yeah, sort of like a 0 to 35 foot, it jumped.
We got
That
Dave
wasn't
Marcus in
launch
his.
control.
That wasn't?
No, that's just punching it.
Wow. Wow.
That was all foot control.
Have you guys found that that works better than launch control in conditions like this?
We were having some difficulty with launch control. It was bogging on launch control.
Mhm.
And so then I reflashed the tune.
Bless you.
It worked.
Mhm.
And then Rob, for safety, the first time actually launched it with traction control off.
Okay.
And then turned traction control back on. That was an executive decision. I don't know why he did that. Maybe traction control off and launching the car, it would just spin. It would just be Spin City. So that was probably the right move.
Dustin running down the back straight with the NSX in pursuit. And then Rob should be coming up over the hill. Oh no, then it's the E-Ray.
The E-Ray.
Right? E-Ray should be coming up over the hill any time now. There he goes.
There he is. And let's see if
There we
Rob
go.
has pulled any of that gap
Mm-hmm.
between he and the E-Ray. We want to see him. Yep, there he is. Looks like it's holding steady for lap number 1.
Yep. There's Rob. E-Ray coming across to finish his first lap. Rob whistling down the front straight.
Identical lap times.
You can look here if you want.
Rob probably enjoying a coffee as he's tooling around Pitt Race this afternoon.
Yep. Making an espresso in his passenger seat.
Yep.
Almost like JD, who I think made an espresso in his driver's suit earlier today after hitting that wall. And then we had the, what's it called? The other...
The M6.
The M6. Not a good day for the Germans in the wall.
Nope. But luckily, the
Berlin
M6
Wall.
was just a love tap.
We're going to call that the Berlin Wall. There you go. Andrew looking a little slower this time by. Quick, but not as quick as he was last
Well,
night.
they weren't able to get a full charge because they had to run errands for everybody else.
They were door dashing all afternoon,
Yeah.
but still did pull out a bit of a gap to the NSX.
The new motto for Team PGR is, from racetrack to DoorDash, we can do it all.
From racetrack to your snack. We deliver. That car has grown on me in the NSX.
Yeah. I just like the custom trailer.
Yeah. I mean, everything about that effort I like.
The gap from the E-Ray to Rob is about 13.4 seconds. So really not reeling him in like he's reeled in others over the past couple days.
But it is a harder car to reel in than what he's been running with for most of the
And I
week.
think Dave threw a napkin out of his window as he went by start finish. I wonder if there are any sunglasses wrapped up in there.
That's a dirty move.
Here comes Andrew down through the downhill section.
I hope it rains all week. $400.
Literally out the window.
Oh, Cody with the line of the day.
There you go.
Wow.
You need to have that one.
Cody Russo will be performing this weekend at Slapsticks in Elmira. Tickets still available.
Go to onlyflags.com.
Oh, but no, between two flags. The gap from it was the
Yeah, it was
E-Ray.
yep.
I was like getting ready to say, wow. The NSX put it in another gear.
Yeah. Oh, he pulled the second.
Yeah, he pulled a full second out
Yep.
of the E-Ray that final lap.
Yep. So you figured if he's pulling a second, that makes sense. So if it was a 15-second time, he's down to 12 now. So that's the
Yep.
second a lap. So he did pull on him. Good consistent performance from Rob and the parts farm there.
And there goes Dave finishing up his 3 laps.
Yep.
And that is the end of group number 2.
Look, we got the napkin rolling down track. It's just about to cross the time.
Tumble rags.
Let's see what its time is.
And
It didn't show up.
Don't squeeze the Charmin.
Well, under the provisional results, that means that, and I wonder why they didn't go off in the first run group, because I'm going to be curious about that, because the track may have improved a little bit. Because I do see a dry line down here,
Mhm.
and I start seeing it down through the SSO. I'm going to go check the screens back there and see if we see a dry line, because I don't know why they didn't run the first group. And when you look at the times between the two, there's a second difference on all the laps right now
Yes, there is.
between that Lada Galata and that Tesla. So I'm a little bit curious as to why they may have run out of sequence. So I'll be back momentarily.
Have a seat and join the broadcast, Cody.
hello.
So those of you that have been following along this week, and you may have seen the HOD Northeast live streams on Facebook Live, you would have seen the next voice that you hear on those live streams. He and his co-driver, Mark Mad Dog Matthijs. This is Cody Russo.
Hello, everybody. Hopefully you guys have been seeing us out here this week, trying to do our best, which I think we've been doing pretty good.
Pretty doggone good
Pretty good. We're holding in there.
for a first time out in that new M4 comp and your first time running the event. I think in your afternoon sessions you've turned some heads and let people know you know you're not just a number 2 driver.
That's right. We're here to play, right?
That's right.
So it's yeah, and I've actually been shocking myself. It's been great. I guess you don't know what you can do until you get out there and put it on the table. I am sitting back on this run. A little wetter conditions. I let Mark take the reins on that one. His car, and even if you don't think it slows you down, it slows you down with the conditions out there and it not being yours. So I think it's the best move to have Mark sitting in the piloting it, and it's a good voyage.
Yep. We got our next group out on track. Looks like the car of Tomo and Shalil going to be first off in this run group.
Well, we're failing at both things right now. So
And then right behind them is Rowdy Randy Popes in the throttle stop Camaro. Got Andy Hollis in the one lap CRX. It's sponsored by GRM. We have the Subaru of 10,000 turbos. Ivan and Gretchen Austin from Minnesota. And then Tyler in the Kentucky Boys Corvette.
It's good to see them here after having some mechanical issues throughout
Breaking
the
a
week.
coil over
Yeah.
and making it to where they could run the morning session with 1 minute to spare before the 3 hours.
Squeezed it in, that's
Yep.
for sure.
So I guess your co-driver's going off in the next group, should be.
Yes, yep. Yep, we're heading out next.
I figured you would be doing your grid girl duties and holding the umbrella over the door for him.
Today's a windows up kind of day on the grid.
Tomo away.
So apparently, it's not just us who have noticed this, there's been some animation from Mayfield particularly, because he feels that Tomo should have been in the second run group.
I concur.
And what it seems to be is that one of our staff who is marshaling the cars and setting them up is using a sheet from Hastings as opposed to more recent history for whatever reason. Not sure why, but that seems to just be the order that they're using for one reason or another. So we might dive into that later, but I mean, it's one of those things.
That seems like it could be an unfair advantage.
I agree, and now, if you look up, I believe it is raining.
It is raining.
Yes, it is.
So
Yes.
while, all things being equal, while Chris Mayfield was upset, if Tom was out now, as it is raining, at least it wasn't for Mayfield's run, it was damp, but now it is actively raining and a changing track condition, so I don't know if those advantages will actually remain. So I think what we're seeing is the first two run groups may actually be getting that advantage over everybody else now.
Yep. As Tomo runs down the downhill the first time,
Because it is absolutely
it is coming down.
raining. It is coming
pretty
down.
doggone
Yep.
good now.
Absolutely. Yeah. And we were just commenting about that. Brock giving me a call saying the dry line advantage has just disappeared. And as I said up here as well, Chris Mayfield's reaction also sort of irrelevant because there is no help for Tomo right now. Okay, waving yellow. This is one lap, so let's go see what's going on here. I'll tell you in a second.
And it is coming down.
Yes, it is. And now we have a
We have the
waving yellow on track. Solomon's over in the control looking at their array of PTZ cameras to figure out what's going on.
It's the Kentucky boys. I'm looking at.
Looks like Tyler in the Kentucky Boys Corvette may have had an off and contacted the Armco. We're waiting to see if it's just going to be a local yellow and finish the session or finish the run group, or if we're going to go to a red flag condition. I see Chip down there with the green flag still in his hand. So for right now, we're just going green, and now we are going to red flag. So they're going to have to go and get Tyler's car.
Control some big out safety, please head up to station 7, drive it left, retrieve stationary out there.
So we see Tomo at the top of the downhill coming to a safe stop, and he is going to await further instruction.
Copy that, either way, we can still have one vehicle moving at speed on track. Somebody's with 10 at speed.
It's Andy Hollis.
There's two cars moving at speed. Copy that, 14, thank you. Well, give me the number of the car approaching you at speed as well. Okay, another one.
This is the Subaru. We've got to have a discussion with that.
So apparently we've got cars that are missing
Copy that.
the flags at the turn stations and at the corner stations.
Christ.
Copy on 5-4.
We need to have a discussion with the drivers about red and white flags. They're still running around at speed. And this is Andy Hollis. This is stupid. They have EVs on track.
Copy on 5-4 white.
Where's that? That might be, I wonder if that's not Andy, Brian.
There's now 3 stopping 14.
Yeah. Well, at least, yeah, well, Tom was down there. That might be Tom.
5-4 white. No, Tomo is stopped at the top of the hill.
No, behind Tom. Oh, that might be Tom.
In the CRX.
Because that's the CRX.
Oh,
And a lot of people running red flags, right?
Yeah. The 54 is the Subaru.
No, no, it's all on here.
Okay.
Well, that shows, Brian, how fast track conditions can change.
Yes.
I mean, that was not even 2 minutes
Yep.
and flipped.
So Chip has shown the black flag, so everyone is going to safely return to pit road. And a couple of the drivers may get a stern talking to by Mr. Yates Jr.
Our Kentucky boy has extricated himself from the vehicle. He seems to be okay.
That was Tom that was in the CRX
Yeah, I'm
because
gonna go have a chat.
Andy is right here.
Yeah.
So Tyler is out of the Corvette. Seems to be okay from reports.
So traditionally, Brian, how does this work? Will they get a full?
Yes, they will. So this time that they've run will be wiped, and they'll probably send the next run group out, maybe, or they will go ahead and send them back out. They'll have another side-in lap, and then they'll start
Again,
again. And
so a full do-over.
yes, yep, mulligan. For those of you that play golf and sometimes cheat at golf, this is a mulligan. So it sounded like he did make impact with the Armco, but I heard him say there was just a slight dent in the Armco, so hopefully we will not have any repair to have to do to the Armco, because that would be that would take a little bit longer than them fixing the cover on the tire walls, as they had to do a couple of times this morning with the Porsche and the M6.
So as we speak right now, they're pulling them back, so it is still rolling.
Okay, well, that's good news. Did it look as if he went in nose first, or,
I couldn't tell by the video.
okay. Cody going in and checking the array of PTZ cameras they have around the track. And here comes Brocker running down the downhill.
Nice line he has there.
Yes. Brocker is not a slouch when it comes to driving. When he's not organizing the event, he does a lot of corporate driving instruction, teaching people to stay out of the left lane on the interstate. Well, from what I can see right now of the Kentucky Boys Corvette, it looks as if all the fiberglass is still there.
Wings still on.
Wings still on.
Splitter looks to be there.
Yeah. And it sounds like he's under power, because that car idles louder than most cars go down the interstate.
That car is very loud. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah. So Brocker is back on pit road. So those of you that are just joining us, we're in a little bit of a black flag position. Had a car go off that we had to get retrieved. And you are watching the 2024 Tire Rack One Lap of America presented by Grassroots Motorsports Magazine. Media coverage brought to you this week by Hooked on Driving, Everyday Driver, and the Valente Group. Yes, Claire, Cody is in the booth with me right now.
Hi, Claire.
Claire checking in from Watkins Glen, New York. And it sounds like they're sending the cars back out on track. So we'll see if this is a do-over of this previous run group. Four cars on the track, so that means that, yes, it is the same run group minus the one car that we have lost that had to be retrieved. So they are out on track doing their recon lap again. And once again, it looks like it has stopped raining, and down the front stretch towards turn one, it looks like the sun is trying to peek out. If that happens, the next couple of run groups could do a little better than expected. Which that would make Cody here happy because his co-driver is in the next run group.
That is right. And we do have a nice little break. It's
Yep.
about 4 o'clock.
Yep, and there's still a good bit of spray because we did have a good 10 minutes or so of steady rain. But maybe we can get these 4 cars here to dissipate a good bit of that water. Randy Pope's going past. And there's Tom in the CRX. And next should be Ivan in the Subaru of 10,000 turbos, Subaru STI.
This is all work control. Just all the cameras all around track. Move this up. Move that one. You won't have like a chair out there, you know, you can sit, you know, whatever.
We got Tom ready to go and Chip about to display the green flag to turn him loose once again.
Why do you think this is- Oh, I thought, no, he just raised up the camera.
Which time was that last incident?
Turn 7. That's right.
We got Tomo down and away
Oh, they got it cleaned up.
for a second
Oh,
time.
yeah. Yeah, he can, right there. Yeah, there he is, right there.
Randy searching for the grip there.
You watched him come in there. Yeah, you got, he's pretty slow.
Tom stuttered,
Tom.
taking off there, and then we got
You did a flag.
Ivan in the Subaru.
Flag. Then he went to gate.
So everybody's out on track
Everything.
for lap 1 version 2.0.
See, you took your license. So I'm interviewing. And, yeah.
If I'm not standing for 8 hours, I can probably take the easy.
Yeah.
I guess 66-year-old me.
So we should be seeing Tomo crest the hill any second. shooting down toward the last complex of turns. There he is, right on cue.
They have them at all the,
Yeah. Yeah, right. Recorder's on right there. Looks like that. Yeah, no, I couldn't find it. Of course, like Bernard will train you.
Randy Pope's coming into view right about now. There he is.
Speeds are down, that's for sure.
Yes, they are.
But yeah, that's just.
Tom's speed is way down, but he really doesn't have that much experience in that car.
at the gate all the time, or up the tire all the time, I'm sure there's other positions around it.
I believe that car was probably competing in autocross somewhere before Tom was born,
Actually, I would like to see how the cars.
because that is a 1989 Honda CRX that Andy's has run in one lap multiple times. He took a few years away to try to do bigger, better, faster, and he came back to the old reliable.
Body of an old man, but it sure has the heart of a teenager.
Yes,
that's
he
for
does.
sure.
Yes, he does. So now everybody's completed lap number 1.
Yes, most definitely.
Now, these guys just gotta wait for their turn.
We've got 25 people
Yeah.
checking in this afternoon watching. We know where Claire is. I know where Mary Hagee is. Where the rest of you guys watching? Where you check in and tell us where you're watching from. I know some of you are probably watching from here at the track, but shoot us a message and let us know where you're viewing from today. Bill Morton watching from a cornfield or a soybean field in Iowa.
Well, you sit in your car all day as a driver.
John Hall grid.
Not too far away.
Yeah, not too far away. Should be a short delay. So, let's see. Herman's down at Kiowa. Petra Vester in Cincinnati. Talked to Herman on the phone this morning. Dave Ogburn watching his son from Richmond.
Yeah.
Looks like we got a little jealousy back at home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't be stealing my live guy. Whatever. Modern SRT 40. I know who that is. That's Doug Wynn. He's watching from the big metropolis of Powdersville, South Carolina. Iron Butt 2 from Phoenix, Arizona. Brad Mack watching from Calgary.
The last few months, I was worried I was gonna get taken out, and a couple of close calls. There's one guy, I guess.
Doug, when you haven't been here in a long time, your SRT loses its 1-lap designation. So get your butt back
Like signs and everything.
and go Tigers.
And he, I was getting ready to pass him, and he just, I guess he was reading. Up to 80,000 pounds on the truck, and this.
So my co-host is finally returned to the booth.
Hello again. Cody, look good on
Moving
radio.
Cody down to third chair now.
We are back. Driver is okay. Just had a chat with them, and car's actually pretty well unfazed. They have some rear steering going on now, but they should be able to work it a bit. Had to talk with some of our drivers about the proper flag procedure. Yeah, oh, excuse me. Gotta take this one. Do it.
You know, Solomon comes in real quick and he snipes and gives you the information and is going again like a ninja.
Yep, I think that was Brock's rear end giving me a call. Pretty much the same information that I usually get. All right.
I got the live chat right here.
Oh, so you do.
Yeah.
Yep. Thank you. Yeah, so driver okay, no problem. Smacked the guardrail or the Armco pretty hard. Rear wheel is now facing a bit of a different direction from what it usually should be. They're going to try and get some parts and fix it. This would be the second time this week where they've had to do that with the vehicle, but
That is the
overall,
spirit of the event.
yep, a little bit of a chunk taken care of that out of that maple splitter in the front. So they'll sand that down again and try and get that to some form that doesn't look like Cookie Monster had a lunch there. And they'll try and join us. And you know who we haven't seen here right now, right? Scotty.
Yep.
So just got news from his co-driver that they are going to head back to South Bend to try and get a tire that's not broken, and then they're going to meet us at Putnam. So unfortunately, Scotty Core is now going to be running an exhibition class, and I'll explain the rules around that a little bit. After an incident a couple years ago with one of the Toyota teams with the tires and a ruling that was made for them to be able to switch because of a similar issue, we re-examined and we thought that, well, look, if somebody wants to run a really aggressive setup and then have to utilize the existing rule of if the car is in an unsafe condition, then you can change tires because it's a quote emergency, we need to rethink this. And we did. We rethought it and came to the conclusion that if somebody wants to run an aggressive setup, that is going to be their gamble. But if it fails, we're not going to give you a bailout option of being able to use safety as a reason to replace the tire. So you're either going to take a spare with you and get permission to change it around, but if you cord it by yourself, just because of an aggressive setup, you can't just swap to a new tire. So we'd have to make that determination. It would have to be a road hazard that actually punctured the tire. Picking up a nail, having a blowout, a pothole, something to that effect. So if you run a very aggressive setup and cord it, that's to your own detriment. Yeah. So a few cars now are really falling into that category of running an aggressive setup, having had a lot of dry track days, and that wear seems to be on that PS4S not doing well this year with, and in the years past we haven't had issues with it.
Right. No, it's been a bulletproof tire.
But the speeds that we've been hitting and the dry track days that we've been having, I think the combination of those two have caused stresses on the tires that we're not used to seeing either, nor the teams, because traditionally we've had at least half of the events of the event have been run in the rain or damp conditions, which slow things down and don't cause as much friction.
Right.
This year, not the case, especially at the onset of the event. So the wear on those tires happening very, very quickly early on, and because they were dry, people pushing harder than we used to seeing. So I think going into next year, tire selection is going to be on people's minds a lot more. So maybe taking a little more of a conservative route, not running as fast of a tire, but one that can get you to the end.
Or we're going to see competitors with spares.
But remember, we're not going to allow them to put the spare on unless it's a road hazard.
That's true.
If they do it because they're running an aggressive alignment and they just wear it down and they can't just say, oh, I have another tire, great, let me use that. That's not the spirit of the rule. It's not why we have it, and that's why we have it worded as we do. So, but at the end of the day, the important things, everybody's safe, the event is moving on here, and the rain, again, seems to have stopped.
Yep.
Yep.
But there is still a good bit of water on the track, as you can see the cars throwing it up. And going by the camera now is Mark Mad Dog Matthijs in his BMW M4 Comp. His co-driver Cody been hanging out with us here during the broadcast.
You can say hi, Cody.
Oh,
I've been talking.
yeah.
Oh, but they don't know if you're still here.
Well, I just said he was still here.
But he didn't say anything. How do they know you're not lying? Because you lie a lot.
Do you lie a lot?
Oh, we make up half the stuff that we say.
Impulsive.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to introduce you to my wife, Morgan Fairchild. Yeah, that's the ticket. It was the time that I had won my third Oscar. Yeah.
Oscar the Grouch.
Was the Grouch the type of animal he was, or was he just a grouch?
I don't know. They never explained it. Mark Mattice? You think it was the type of animal he was? Okay. Well, we'll take a poll. If you think it's the type of animal he was, put it into the comments. If you think it was just his personality, let me know. Mark Mattice, a name so good, we're saying it twice.
I think the first two run groups had a good advantage on this one.
I'd say that they did. That car gets away no matter what the condition, doesn't it?
All-wheel drive is amazing.
So you had wheeled that thing around for a good portion of this week too.
Yeah.
So what are your impressions on it?
The car has been doing great. It truly has. This was the first all-wheel drive vehicle I've had on a track before, and it is completely different. I'll tell you that, but the pull out of the corners, the handling that the car gives to you is just, it exceeds anything you would ever expect out of, mind you, a factory BMW M4.
And you guys have left it all factory,
Factory.
Yep.
That's
except for the plywood.
except
Didn't
for-
come with that.
It did not come with plywood.
Yep.
So the question we have to ask now is, with Cody's afternoon session bonsai laps this week, is he the one to blame for the tire wear?
Good question.
Oh.
There is a possible reflection.
So maybe why
of
he's
that.
standing up here with us.
There is a possible reflection of that, but when the
That's why Cody's in timeout.
when the co-driver says go out there and send it, you go out and you send it.
That's true.
So that's
He had his orders.
I think he only wanted a full 75 cent, not a 47.
Let's see how close he is to Adam here. And Adam, obviously used to these conditions, he grew up in them.
There he is poking.
Mm-hmm.
Cody's the only person to ever listen to Mark. So the differential between
5. So if they went off in 15 seconds, roughly, you're looking at he's already made up 4.5
3.5.
seconds. No, 3.5. I can do math.
No, you can't.
Apparently.
Good first lap.
Yeah.
Really good first lap.
Oh, I thought he said Solomon was good for a slap, and I was getting ready to slap him.
That too.
He likes it rough.
You know it.
Family broadcast.
Nah.
No, it's not.
We actually hit not for kids.
Oh, even better. Now we can get.
Now we can get rowdy.
So I told her when she gets home.
First thing I do when I get home.
Is slap your mama in the mouth.
Oh no, the 2002 is also calling it quits. They'll be following a rental.
Oh no.
Oh no. Oh my, so attrition playing a part and everybody working really hard throughout the weekend. Now, it's just all falling to bits with one rainy day. All right, here's Adam.
That's going to give a vintage class
Oh, he
advantage.
closed that down.
Yes, he has. That's going to give a vintage class advantage to Amos Winter and his Porsche.
Yep, absolutely. You know who he reminds me of running that car? Theo.
Yes. Well, it was funny. When I was talking to Herman Porter this morning.
Yeah.
He's thinking about bringing his wife's car next year and getting Theo to co-drive with him if Theo's car is not together.
Yeah.
Which, when we saw Theo a couple of years ago at the Cannonball reunion, he said, "Oh, I'm signing up for next year."
Yep.
The gap down to
8.
8.3.
Wow. Wow. That's 3
2:03.
seconds a lap. Is there an air hose anywhere here at Pitt? I don't know, but if there were, I would imagine it'd be up by the garages up top there.
Yeah.
Not 100% certain, but if there were, they'd be up by the garages.
I got a spot on the track, one of those cars looks like it trips something while we have the red flag in it, but, I can check it out. If you want me to.
It's raining, it doesn't.
For now, please keep an eye on it. It's cars seem to be struggling with the over. But now that it's not coming, you will come on this one.
Fuel will be gone.
So down through the downhill is the Penguin Garage Trax-A-Lot Supra as the BBC Corvette crosses start finish.
So yeah, so you said 3 seconds, 2:03:015 versus 2:06:085. So absolutely ate that margin up.
So we'll check the final gap from Kermit to Mark here in just a second.
He's across the line with the 2:03:2.
Down to 7.79.
2:02, so another second.
So Mark cut that gap in
Mhm.
excuse me, in half.
You have the half, yep. Very well done.
Awesome, Blake.
Yeah,
Kevin
I mean,
Blake
5
across the finish
seconds he
line.
made up on that.
And Smoko Camaro right behind Kevin Blake.
And by far the fastest in that group.
Some strange large bearded man is giving me candy. Should I trust him?
Why not? It's the one lap. We do weird things here.
Do you have a white
I
van?
hope that Michelin gets out there in the rain
Nothing
too.
you know of.
Mhm.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna go pack, boys.
All right, brother.
We'll see you at the next stop.
Oh, see you at the hotel.
Yeah.
Because there's no drag race.
So, Cody Russo leaving the broadcast.
And the HOD newbie, right, or lap pup, Brian Valente co-driver, sitting here with us right now, Logan Ellsworth. And it was cool. Welcome, Logan.
Hi, thanks.
So he got his first taste of one lap competition yesterday in the
He
autocross.
did, which he did pretty well on.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Got what, 32nd,
I think.
out of 33 car. No. Oh, no, he did really well.
32nd out of 31.
Right.
I placed 9th in my class.
There you go. And Logan obviously been with HOD for quite some time, both on track and helping out.
9 years.
9 years. Just imagine, you could have been doing this for 9 years.
After this year, I wish I had been.
There you go.
The stories that you guys had were
Yeah.
incredible, and I was so excited when I got there.
But we have some cool stories, but, over lunch, we were sitting here, and Logan was talking with us, because we had a lot of questions. Now that we finally had a chance to sit down with Logan about his former life. He was a mermaid. In a former life. I mean, he's redhead, so
I think
just like
you
Ariel.
meant to say submariner.
Submariner, that's right.
Same thing.
Yeah. So Logan used to hop aboard a tin can and jump undersea with it, and he was telling us some pretty cool stories there and things that I didn't know, and really cool information. So thank you for your service, Logan, and for all you do, and thank you for being here with us this year.
Thank you, and for your support.
Yep.
So where are your tights and your trident?
I keep those in my duffel bag. If you want to see them, I'll show you later.
Yeah.
But whips and chains, maybe, those will come out too.
Do you wear Aquaman
So
underwears?
Tiffany, if you're listening
No.
to that, Brian is in good hands this week.
Brian's gonna get home and go, oh my God, don't make me do that again.
The bad man with the big beard.
I'm gentle.
Oh man.
No, no, it's,
Okay.
yeah, last night on the transit, Logan calls me and his voice seems quite worried. And I was like, what's up? He goes, you guys are staying at the same hotel, right? I'm like, yeah. He goes, what kind of room did you get? And I'm like, one with 4 walls and a door. I'm like, why? He goes, well, Brian booked a room with 2 beds, but there's only one. So I
How
said,
did
well,
that happen?
I said, let me get on the app and let me check to see what our room types are, and I'll get back with you. Luckily, the rooms that I had booked, which I had thought that I had booked king rooms originally, ended up being doubles. So once we got to the hotel and got checked in, I got them to switch rooms, and I got them to put Brian and Logan in the honeymoon suite with the big heart-shaped bed and the in-room jacuzzi where you can go from jacuzzi to heart-shaped bed, lickety-split.
So let me ask you a question, because I only had the double bed, so you had, I guess, the king. Did your room smell like desperation and hopelessness?
It smelled like desperation and 20-year-old stale Salems that somebody had smoked the night before.
You know, I don't know. I think it just lingered from like the 80s. It was in there. It was pretty not
That
good.
smells just wafting from the closed off rooms.
Yes. It was an interesting evening, and the air conditioning unit in that room did not work. It turned on, it did things, but it never actually.
I set my AC to go on last night because it was quite warm and musty in that room.
Yes. Did yours ever
And
turn on?
if it did, it was while I was asleep because I went to sleep on top of the covers.
Yes.
And then about 4 o'clock when I woke up,
Yes.
it was quite frigid in there. So I had to get under the covers.
Mine was not. Mine was just the lights turned on and that's all it did.
But did you have hot water?
Yes, but you could tell. I don't know if your shower was the same. You could tell that there used to be a glass door there to go with the second half of the glass, but there was just a curtain hanging up. So when you turned it on, and mine was either fixed or very crusty to the point of where had I moved it, it probably would have broken off the shower head.
You'd have had more pressure.
I would I would have also had to jump up and down to try and take a shower. But it was just splashing everywhere in the bathroom anyhow because the curtain didn't actually go to the ground. So it was, yeah. Was yours?
Yeah, but if I broke the head off, it would hit me in the stomach.
Well, that's true. What about, did you actually have the same experience,
Yeah.
Brian? Or
Well, I had the glass partition
Yes.
and the curtain.
Yeah.
Okay, but it's interesting because you can look at where the doors were because they didn't actually fill the gap with anything. They just ripped the hinge out of the wall and left it there, and they cleverly disguised it with some paint.
And the funny thing about it is those glass partitions look
They
rather
look-
newish.
Yeah, they do, don't they? So not sure why they didn't do the whole Megillah there, but
But something that I noticed about the toilet is it was not level because you sit down and then the water starts leaking out from underneath.
I did not have that problem, fortunately. That may have been a Brian Humphrey specialty. Hold on, boys!
We're gonna charge you for that.
Mary Hagee, great road story, Brian. That better not end up in your next comedy special.
So we want a residual.
That's right.
Yep, track is drying up, and
We'll start calling her Mary Mencina.
oh no! So it appears on the BMW 2002 it was the timing chain tensioner that has broken. Use a shoelace and get back out here.
There's a guy out there with rollerblades on. They can take his wheelbarrows.
Well, then what would he do the track walk in every morning? 'Cause that's
Lock wire.
Andrew DeConing.
Lock wire tires, get the tension right,
There you
wheel
go.
bearing in between there.
Oh my, so we are actually up over the hour here. We had some delays, so I'll hang with you. You are, of course, watching coverage of the 2024 Tire Rack One Lap of America, presented by Grassroots Motorsport Magazine, with this coverage and the extended coverage right now brought to you by Hooked on Driving, Everyday Driver, and the Blended Group. With
The what group?
Yeah, I swallowed my tea. The Valente Group, Logan's co-driver, aka, and what's it called? And coverage generally being helped by Eric Hall with Verizon, that 5G MiFi unit, along with HPDRE. And thank you very much. You know, a lot of people have helped to make sure that we can be here and bring the action and keep this event going.
Definitely.
So, big thank you to all of them, our corner workers, timing and scoring crew, race controls everywhere, food vendors.
There was food here?
Not just in general.
Oh, okay.
You didn't get any?
No, we did not have lunch.
That truck was amazing.
Thanks for sharing. Yeah, thanks for sharing.
Brisket, fries.
It's funny, Brock was saying the same thing to me. I jumped in the car with him because he had me hop in. And fortunately, I looked down before I got in because I was about to get an ass full of nachos. So,
That's about the best thing to do with that, is to not just,
I
go ahead,
mean,
just go ahead and dump them into the toilet.
That's pretty much,
go.
yeah. Ready to wind up anyway. So. It's Mama Mona. Hey, Mama Mona, how you doing?
I'm doing well.
Mama Mona, of course, former owners of Hooked on Driving Northeast, and now getting to sit back, relax, enjoy retirement by sitting at a racetrack, the same thing you used to do.
Exactly.
So,
It's way more fun this way.
it is. You don't have to stress. You can sit back and just yell at Mike, go faster. And from what I heard yesterday, actually, you should be on track today.
I don't, we're not gonna talk about that. Nobody said I couldn't drive.
Discuss.
I just said I don't drive. There's a difference there.
Okay.
So you remember earlier in the weekend where you were talking about Cody
Yep.
lighting it up in the afternoon?
Yeah.
I think Mike and Mona would have done the same thing with Mona in the afternoon. It was incredible.
It sounds like a radio show, Mike and Mona in the afternoon.
There you go.
I don't know about that. Okay.
10-10 wins coming at you with Mike and Mona. 3-6.
0 to 60.
And I had to go local for Mona because that was one of the New York
It
stations.
is, yeah.
So
It was one of the things that I missed when we moved to the Poconos.
So Tyler's saying that they bent the rear steer tow rod. And it has the part number on there. It looks like a phone number. If anyone can help locate one.
O'Reilly.
I don't know.
I don't know
Those
either.
are Rob's. Where?
There was a bird on track. That makes it. Whatever. Oh, the
here comes
glasses?
Mike.
You think the glasses were Rob's?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
I remember him taking a set of glasses off when he went to a change.
Yeah, but he doesn't pay attention to things.
Oh.
No.
Well, they were trying to get everything loaded up to get out of the way for Mark to get in the garage.
Okay.
No, they were trying to make their dinner reservations somewhere along the way.
Bruce Chris somewhere.
That's tomorrow night.
That's right.
Actually, that'll be the.
No, King Euro tomorrow.
Yeah, that's right. Well, it's been, we'll be getting plenty of time.
What is that?
Oh, they said no. Not Rob.
Yeah.
Is that?
So King Euro is the.
He went.
Oh, he went. Okay, so he knows.
Yeah, we went.
Never mind.
Yeah,
But
you
for
went to
those
T.
who-
Allen's.
But for those who don't know, the original one lap race hotel in South Bend, Indiana, was, I forget what actual brand it was.
It was a Quality Inn.
barely. It was sort of like a very low
But
quality.
you stayed there for Gippers.
Yes, so, and now we're going to get to that. So it was a very low quality inn whose rooms were even worse than the ones last night by a long shot. The carpet was 50 stains of 50 shades of stain.
But was it worse than the hotel in Birmingham with the hookers walking the outer balconies all night long above us?
That was just the ambiance. The rooms themselves were okay-ish. You were better off not thinking who would have been there before you. But it was almost as bad as the Days Inn in Greenfield, where we're heading tonight, but a different Greencastle, whatever, same place. And that was pretty terrible. I mean, you open the shower to that, and either, nobody had ever showered in there, and it was so dirty, or the people who had showered there were very dirty, and it just stuck to the shower. It was terrible.
Oh,
Yeah, that's why we're not staying there tonight.
We're not staying there tonight because that place probably walked off itself. I mean, it was just so terrible.
Well, on there last year, Mike and Mona checked in and they walked right out and across the street.
yep.
It was bad. So in any event, the less than quality inn
Last year. No,
had
not
a
2 years
bar
ago.
in it
Not last year.
called Gippers, and that would stay open for us. And we have, in fact, I posted a photo of it. I can pull it up here. And I'll show everybody. This was in 2008 with our one lap family at the time. Here we go. So it's still a young lap dog there. It's been a few times around for me there, but this was the old Gippers. There we go. And if you look right in the middle, toward the top there, so I'm in the bottom middle with my co-driver Tiago, and actually George Bruggenthe's his daughter right there with Kermit over her shoulder.
Yep.
And then Brock Sr. in the background, Junior right next to him. And good old times there. So that was the old Gippers. That's what it looked like. And Pam Yates all the way over to the far right. That one too. So that was our sort of all remaining, or at least all remaining drinking when we got back to South Bend at Gippers. And this was in the day where you didn't have panoramic mode really, so we took really crappy digital photos and just stitched them together, 3 of them in a row. It was my co-driver at the time who did that one, Tiago Patricio. He's down in Miami now, having far more fun, having scantily clad women on yachts. He rents yachts out down there.
Nice.
So, but next door there was a place. It was King Euros at the time, and we were very hungry. And that was sort of the closest thing to a home cooked meal you could get. Now it's part of a larger,
Yep.
I guess,
It's called T. Allen's King Euro.
T. Allen's King Euro. But I think that the core of it still remains the same. You go there, you get a big gyro with tons of meat in there and really good onions and everything else. It's just,
Gonna make a pretty doggone good Chicago dog too.
yeah, but I just remember going there and scarfing down on gyros because, man, oh man, you get hungry just eating beef jerky for a week. And, this is when we were doing lots and lots of miles, so you didn't have a chance to sit down for a hot meal at any point.
Yeah, Rob and Daryl will definitely not be making dinner reservations.
That's true. They'd be getting, they'd have an Uber probably meet them on the road, and they'd do a handoff there.
Or do like we did in St. Louis that time.
Yeah, just order ahead, do a pit stop, and I think we had steak and other stuff just in styrofoam boxes going up.
Yeah, you've not enjoyed a steak dinner until you've eaten a fillet out of a styrofoam
At
tray.
100 miles an hour. Something about that, while juggling the steering wheel and other things. Yeah, road safety, that's us.
That's right. Safety third. Well, I think it's about time that we need to pack up and get on the road.
We should, we've been here, I just wanted to make sure we stayed through with Brian Valente, because he should be going, is he out on this one or the next one? Let's see. Yeah, look, I see his car there, so I don't know, he's in front of Jim.
If his
Rob.
car is right there, he's 2 groups away.
He's 2 groups away.
So we're
We
20
were
plus
hoping
minutes.
we were hoping to try and catch up with Logan's co-driver and watch that unfold, but yeah, we have a drive to do. So we're going to start getting ready and packing it up. Thank you so much for joining us today. It's been a day full of ups and downs and rounds, sometimes into the guardrails. So for the 2024 Tire Rack One Lap of America, presented by Grassroots Motorsport Magazine, with coverage brought to you by Hooked on Driving, Everyday Driver, and the Valente Group, I'm Solomon. That's Brian. There's Logan. There's Mama Mona. And to all the others that have helped us today, thanks for watching. And join us tomorrow, 8:30, and we're still Eastern time, correct?
We are.
We are. We're still going to be Eastern time. So your time on the East Coast, 8:30 at Putnam Park Raceway. Should be a fun day. It should be a dry day. So, yeah, thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you then. Take care.
Bye-bye.